Welcome back to USA Coin 1. Today we have something incredibly exciting for all coin collectors and history lovers. We are diving deep into the story of the United States of America quarter dollar from the year 1965. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it hides a fascinating history and, in certain cases, can be worth a lot of money in today's market. Part 2. The year 1965 was a turning point in American coinage history. Before this year, quarters were made from 90% silver and 10% copper. But starting in 1965, due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint made a big change. They removed silver from quarters and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This makes the 1965 quarter the very first clad quarter in American history. Part 3. On the front of the 1965 quarter, we see the famous portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. Above his head is the word Liberty. To the left, we find the national motto "In God We Trust." At the bottom, we see the year 1965, marking its historic introduction. Part 4. The reverse side of the coin features the majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, standing proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness for defense. Below the eagle is an olive branch, representing peace. Around the top edge, we read United States of America, and at the bottom, quarter dollar. Part 5. One of the most fascinating facts about the 1965 quarter is that, although officially no silver quarters were made that year, a small number were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. These rare silver 1965 quarters are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to collectors. Part 6. Inches normal condition. Most 1965 quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents. But in high-grade mint state condition, their value rises sharply. Coin grading plays a huge role here. A flawless MS-67 1965 quarter can bring serious money at auction. Part 7. The 1965 quarter has no mint mark, because during this period, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks to discourage coin hoarding. So whether it was made in Philadelphia or Denver, it simply has the date and no letter under it. This was part of the government's plan to keep coins circulating during a coin shortage in the 1960s. Part 8. The current market for 1,965 quarters is surprisingly strong, especially for collectors looking for high grades or rare varieties. According to recent sales, an exceptional example of a 1965 quarter can sell for anywhere from a few dollars to several $1,000s, depending on condition and rarity. Part 9. One of the highest auction prices for a 1965 quarter was nearly $9,000 for a silver-era coin in pristine condition. Imagine finding one of those in your change. It's like hitting the numismatic jackpot. Part 10. When checking your own 1965 quarters, you want to look for a few key things. First, check the weight. A clad 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver-era quarter weighs around 6.25 grams. That small difference can mean a huge difference in value. Part 11. Also inspect the coin's edges. A clad quarter has a visible copper-colored stripe on the edge, while a silver quarter will have a solid silver color all the way around. This is one of the quickest ways to spot a potential silver 1965 quarter. Part 12. Another rare variety is the 1965 quarter struck on a dime planchet. These are smaller in size and missing part of the design. Errors like this are highly collectible and can sell for hundreds of dollars or more. Part 13. The history behind the 1965 quarter is also tied to America's economic changes. The rising cost of silver in the early 1960s led to coin shortages because people began hoarding silver coins. The Coinage Act of 1965 was passed to address this issue, eliminating silver from dimes and quarters and reducing silver in half dollars. Part 14. Collectors today see the 1965 quarter as a symbol of a turning point in U.S. coinage, the end of the silver era for everyday coins. That alone gives it an important place in American numismatic history. Part 15. If you are new to coin collecting, the 1965 quarter is a great coin to start with. It's easy to find, yet still offers the thrill of discovering rare varieties and valuable high-grade examples. Part 16. Over the years, many collectors have built entire sets of Washington quarters, and the 1965 piece is always a key part of that collection. Without it, the story of the Washington quarter is incomplete. Part 17 inches. Today's market, a regular circulated 1965 quarter may not be worth much more than face value. But an uncirculated example in gem condition can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more. Rare error coins, as mentioned, can skyrocket into the thousands. Part 18 When searching for these coins, it's important to store them properly. Use coin flips, capsules, or albums to keep them safe from scratches and tarnish. A well-preserved coin will always be worth more. Part 19 You can find 1,965 quarters in old coin jars, inherited collections, and sometimes even in pocket change. Always check your change carefully, you never know what treasure might be hiding there. Part 20 Some collectors also look for double die varieties in the 1965 quarter, though they are rare. This kind of variety occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet twice slightly position, creating a doubling effect on the letters or numbers. Part 21 It's worth noting that while the 1965 quarter was mass-produced, finding one in pristine condition is becoming harder each year as they age and wear out from circulation. This natural scarcity adds to their collectible appeal. Part 22 If you are serious about coin collecting, investing in a good coin scale and magnifying glass is essential. These tools help you identify errors, varieties, and silver content. Part 23 Some online marketplaces and auctions regularly list high-grade 1965 quarters. However, it's always wise to verify authenticity before purchasing, especially for silver error coins. Part 24 Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can certify your coin's authenticity and condition, often increasing its market value. A graded MS-67 silver 1965 quarter is a true prize. Part 25 The thrill of coin collecting lies not just in the value but in the history and stories behind each piece. The 1965 quarter is a perfect example of a coin that tells a story about America's economy, technology, and everyday life. Part 26 Even though millions were made, the rare variations and pristine examples make the hunt exciting. Every collector dreams of finding that one rare coin worth a fortune. Part 27 Remember, coin values fluctuate with market demand. Today's prices are strong for high-grade and error 1965 quarters, but as more collectors enter the hobby, the demand could rise even higher. Part 28 The current market shows that a common 1965 quarter in average condition might sell for under $1, but special examples can bring hundreds or even thousands. The record sales prove that people are willing to pay top dollar for the right coin. Part 29 So next time you see a 1965 quarter, do not dismiss it as just pocket change. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Part 30 This is USA Coin 1, and I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating 1965 Liberty quarter dollar. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, keep searching, keep learning, and who knows, the next valuable coin could be right in your hands. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most interesting coins in U.S. history, the 1970 Liberty quarter dollar. This coin, although common in circulation, holds secrets and surprises that can make it worth far more than its face value. Part 2 The 1970 quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, marked with a small D mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. It's made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which replaced the silver quarters of earlier years. While most people think these coins are just pocket change, collectors know that certain examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 3 Let's start with the design. The obverse features the iconic bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above him is the word Liberty, and below his chin is the motto "In God We Trust." The date 1970 is prominently displayed at the bottom. On the reverse, you'll see a majestic bald eagle with spread wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, a symbol of both strength and peace. Part 4 Now, you may ask, if this coin is so common, why are some worth so much money? The answer lies in mint errors, varieties, and historical context. The Denver Mint produced millions of 1970 quarters, but some came out with striking differences that make them extremely valuable today. Part 5 One of the most famous and valuable types is the 1970 double die. This rare variety shows doubling on the lettering, particularly in liberty and in God we trust. Under magnification, these doubled features are clear and sharp, making it a highly collectible error. Part 6. Another rare find is the off-center strike. In this error, the design is shifted away from the center of the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, while still showing the date, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for these unique pieces of mint history. Part 7. There are also broad strike errors, where the coin is struck without the collar that normally shapes its edge. These errors result in a larger, flatter coin that can catch the eye of any serious collector. Part 8. Some 1970 quarters have clipped planchet errors, meaning a portion of the coin's edge is missing. These errors happen during the blank cutting process and are quite sought after when the clipping is dramatic and obvious. Part 9. One of the most legendary finds is the 1970 quarter struck on a foreign planchet. There are confirmed examples where the U.S. Mint accidentally struck 1970 quarters on leftover planchets from other countries' coins. These are incredibly rare and can be worth thousands of dollars at auction. Part 10. The base metal composition of the 1970 quarter is copper nickel over a copper core, but if you find one struck on a silver planchet, you have an extremely rare treasure. These planchets could have been leftover from earlier minting years or slipped in by accident. Part 11. As for grading, condition plays a huge role in determining value. A circulated 1970 quarter without errors might be worth only its face value, but in mint state condition, especially graded MS 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, it can bring in $20 to $50 or more from collectors. Part 12. However, error coins in high grade can skyrocket in value. A double die or off-center strike in MS condition can easily fetch hundreds of dollars. Rare planchet errors can reach prices as high as $898.95 or even more, depending on rarity and collector demand. Part 13. The market for 1970 quarters has remained strong because of coin enthusiasts' ongoing hunt for rare varieties. Each year, more collectors enter the hobby, and high-grade or rare error coins are becoming harder to find. Part 14. One of the most exciting things about collecting is that these coins can still be found in circulation. That's right, you could receive a 1970 quarter as change today and unknowingly have a small fortune in your hand. Part 15. To identify valuable 1970 quarters, always examine the coin closely under good lighting. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can help you spot doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual edge shapes. Part 16. Another tip for collectors: check the rim for irregularities. If the rim is unusually thick, thin, or missing in places, you might have a broad strike or misaligned die strike. Part 17. If you suspect you have a rare 1970 quarter, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can drastically lower its value. Instead, store it in a safe holder and have it evaluated by a reputable coin grading service. Part 18. Auctions are a great place to see what these coins sell for. Sites like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and eBay have sold rare 1970 quarters for impressive sums, sometimes far beyond what price guides estimate. Part 19. It's also worth joining online coin communities or local coin clubs. Experienced collectors can help you identify varieties, and you might even trade or sell your finds to someone who's been looking for that exact coin. Part 20. Remember, not every 1970 quarter will make you rich, but learning to spot the key differences can turn your coin hunting into a profitable hobby. Part 21. Historically, the 1970s were a fascinating time for U.S. coinage. The shift from silver to clad coinage had been completed, inflation was rising, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to keep up with demand. Part 22. The Denver Mint, where these coins were struck, has a long history of producing high-quality coinage, but like any mint, occasional mistakes slip through. And those mistakes are what collectors treasure most. Part 23. Collectors often refer to these rare finds as mint-made treasures, coins that escaped quality control and went into circulation to be discovered years later. Part 24. If you're searching for these coins, be patient. Rare varieties don't show up every day, but persistence can pay off. Many collectors have found valuable 1970 D quarters after years of searching. Part 25 inches terms of storage. Always keep valuable coins in protective holders like 2x2 flips or airtight capsules to prevent wear and damage. Part 26 Another tip: track the market. Coin values can fluctuate based on silver prices, collector interest, and auction results. Following market trends can help you decide the best time to sell. Part 27 On USA Coin 1, we love to bring you the latest coin discoveries, market updates, and tips for identifying valuable coins. The 1970 D Liberty Quarter is a perfect example of how history, minting technology, and collector demand come together to create value. Part 28 Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, keep your eyes open. That ordinary-looking quarter in your change could be hiding a secret worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 29 So, the next time you get change at the store, take a moment to check the date and mint mark. That tiny D could be the start of your next big coin discovery. Part 30 Thank you for watching USA Coin 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1970 D Liberty Quarter Dollar, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin videos, and ring the bell so you never miss a rare coin update. Who knows, your next coin find could be the one that changes everything. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1971 D Liberty Quarter Dollar. This coin might just be in your collection or hiding in your change, and it could be worth much more than you think. Stay with me until the end, because you won't believe the value some of these coins can bring in today's market. Part 2 The 1971 D Quarter Dollar is a part of the iconic Washington Quarter series. It was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it carries the D Mint mark right under the word, "In God We Trust." While it may look like just another quarter, this specific year and minting location hold a fascinating place in U.S. coin history. Part 3 Before we jump into its value, let's take a look at the history. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, it has remained one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. Part 4 The 1971 D Quarter is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, not silver. By 1971, silver was already removed from circulating quarters. However, its collectible value doesn't come from its silver content, but from its rarity in certain conditions, mint errors, and high-grade preservation. Part 5 Millions of these coins were produced in 1971, but the vast majority have been worn down through circulation. Finding a 1971 D Quarter in mint state condition is far from easy, which is why collectors are willing to pay high prices for them. Part 6 When it comes to value, condition is everything. A worn 1971 D Quarter in average circulated condition is usually worth only its face value, 25 cents. But in uncirculated condition, with a high grade from coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, the value can shoot up dramatically. Part 7 For example, a 1971 D Quarter graded MS-67 can fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. And if you are lucky enough to find one with a rare mint error, you could be looking at thousands of dollars. Part 8 One of the most sought-after errors for the 1971 D Quarter is a double die obverse, where the lettering and date show doubling under magnification. Another is an off-center strike, where the coin design is shifted noticeably. Part 9 The full strike detail is also a huge factor. Many 1971 D Quarters have weak strikes, meaning the details in Washington's hair or the eagle's feathers on the reverse are not sharp. A coin with a strong strike and perfect surfaces is highly desirable. Part 10 You might be wondering, what is the current market value? In today's market, a 1971 D Quarter in pristine condition, certified at a high grade, can be worth between $898 and $9,597, depending on the rarity and demand among collectors. Part 11 That's right, a coin you might overlook as just pocket change could actually be a small fortune. This is why every coin enthusiast should take a second look before spending that quarter. Part 12 The Denver Mint produced over 311 million quarters in 1971. With so many coins minted, only a very small percentage survived in exceptional quality. That's what makes the top-graded ones so valuable. Part 13 Now let's talk about how to identify a valuable 1971 D Quarter. First, check for the D Mint mark. Next, examine the coin under good lighting for any signs of doubling, die cracks, or unusual marks. Part 14. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check fine details. The sharper and cleaner the coin's features, the higher the potential value. Even tiny scratches can lower a coin's grade and price. Part 15. Collectors also prize coins with original mint luster, that shiny, frosty appearance that comes from fresh minting. Once a coin has been handled or circulated, that luster fades. Part 16. Another thing to keep in mind is toning. Some collectors love naturally toned coins with beautiful rainbow or golden hues, which can actually increase the value if it's natural and attractive. Part 17. If you believe you have a high-quality 1971 D quarter, the best step is to send it to a professional grading service. Companies like PCGS or NGC can give it an official grade and certification, which will help you get the best price when selling. Part 18. Now, let's touch on some auction highlights. In recent years, several 1971 D quarters have sold for well over $1,000, with rare examples approaching the $10,000 mark. These high prices are driven by collectors seeking the best examples for their sets. Part 19. Collectors often focus on registry sets, official collections where only the highest graded coins are accepted. The competition for top spots in these sets pushes prices higher. Part 20. Even if your coin is not a top-grade example, error coins can be valuable. A quarter struck on the wrong planchet, for example, could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Part 21. The thrill of coin collecting is that treasures can appear anywhere, in old change jars, pocket change from the store, or even in bank rolls. That's why experienced collectors always keep their eyes open. Part 22. The story of the 1971 D Liberty Quarter is not just about money. It's about preserving a piece of American history, a reminder of the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Part 23. By collecting and studying these coins, we connect with the past, from George Washington's legacy to the changing designs and technologies of American currency. Part 24. The 1971 D quarter may seem ordinary to the untrained eye, but to those who know, it's a potential gem hiding in plain sight. Part 25. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned numismatist, the key is to educate yourself. The more you know, the better your chances of finding valuable coins like this one. Part 26. So next time you get a quarter in change, don't just spend it. Take a moment, look closely, and you might be holding a rare and valuable piece of U.S. coin history. Part 27. Remember, the value of any coin depends on its rarity, demand, and condition. Even common coins can be worth a fortune in the right circumstances. Part 28. Here at USA Coin One, we bring you the latest information on coin values, history, and tips for building a profitable and enjoyable collection. Part 29. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to USA Coin One so you never miss out on the next big coin discovery. Part 30. Thank you for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a lot more than 25 cents. Keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, the next valuable find could be right in your pocket. Today, we are diving deep into a fascinating piece of American history, the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar. This is a coin that has been in the hands of millions, but only a few know its true value, history, and secrets. Part 2. The United States quarter dollar, especially from the year 1974, is more than just a piece of change. It carries with it a story from the heart of America, a story of liberty, design mastery, and hidden treasures that can be worth far more than its face value. Part 3. Before we talk about its market value, let's step back in time to 1974. America was experiencing major events, political changes, cultural revolutions, and economic challenges. In the middle of it all, the United States Mint continued to produce coins that reflected the nation's ideals. Part 4. The 1974 Liberty Quarter was struck in copper-nickel clad composition, replacing the 90% silver quarters that had ended in 1964. But even without silver content, some of these coins have become incredibly valuable due to rarity, minting errors, and collector demand. Part 5. The obverse, or front, of the coin features the portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above Washington's head, the proud word liberty reminds us of the nation's core value. Below, The date 1974 marks its place in American coinage history. Part 6. The reverse side shows the iconic American bald eagle with wings spread, clutching arrows and olive branches, a strong symbol of both defense and peace. The words United States of America and quarter dollar surround the design. Part 7. Now here's where things get interesting. Although millions of these coins were minted, some specific versions and conditions of the 1974 quarter can be worth an incredible amount of money, far more than 25 cents. Part 8. Collectors look for coins in mint state condition, meaning untouched by circulation, with sharp details and no scratches. A perfect MS 67 or higher graded 1974 quarter can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 9. But the real treasures are in the rare mint errors. For example, a 1974 quarter struck on the wrong planchet, off-center strikes, or double die errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. Part 10. One such coin, a 1974 quarter with a striking error, has been known to sell for more than $5,000 in auctions. That's the magic of coin collecting. A simple coin in your pocket could be a hidden fortune. Part 11. When we talk about market value, it depends heavily on condition, rarity, and demand. As of today, the current market price for a regular circulated 1974 quarter is about face value, but an uncirculated gem can reach $898.95 or more, depending on the buyer. Part 12. Think about that. A coin you might have overlooked could be worth nearly $900. And the more perfect the condition, the higher the price. Part 13. Grading plays a huge role in value. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC as MS-65, MS-66, or MS-67 becomes a hot item for serious collectors. The shine, strike, and preservation make all the difference. Part 14. Let's not forget proof coins, specially struck for collectors with mirrored backgrounds and sharp details. While there was no 1974 silver proof quarter, the 1974 S-clad proof from San Francisco is still sought after. Part 15. Another factor driving value is the historical connection. Coins are like time capsules, carrying the spirit of the year they were made. The 1974 quarter holds stories from a pivotal time in America. Part 16. It was a time before modern technology took over daily life, when cash was king, and coins passed from hand to hand, telling silent stories of trade, travel, and everyday American life. Part 17. Many of these coins show signs of wear, but finding one in pristine condition is like finding a time machine. It takes you back to the year it left the mint. Part 18. As a collector, there's something thrilling about holding a piece of history that also has the potential to grow in value over time. Part 19. If you want to check your coins for potential high value, look closely under good lighting. Check for sharp details in Washington's hair, clean surfaces without scratches, and bright original luster. Part 20. Also, always examine the mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mark for Philadelphia. Some mint marks can be rarer in certain years. Part 21. Denver mint quarters from 1974 can also carry special interest if they have striking or alignment errors, making them worth far more to collectors. Part 22. The highest known auction price for a 1974 D quarter in pristine condition has been in the thousands, proving just how passionate collectors are about quality. Part 23. Inches. Today's coin market, prices can shift quickly based on demand, discovery of new errors, and the condition of coins entering the market. Part 24. This is why channels like USA Coin 1 exist, to keep you informed, updated, and ahead in the exciting world of coin collecting. Part 25. So, if you come across a 1974 Liberty quarter, don't just spend it, inspect it. It might just be one of those rare gems worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 26. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about connecting to history, appreciating artistry, and preserving a small piece of America for future generations. Part 27. And remember, the thrill of the hunt is what makes it truly exciting. Every coin in your change could be the one that changes your life. Part 28. Here at USA Coin 1, we believe knowledge is the real treasure. The more you know about coins, the better your chances of finding those rare and valuable pieces. Part 29. So keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the value of the coins in your pocket or your old jar at home. Part 30. Thank you for joining us today on USA Coin 1. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974 Liberty Quarter Dollar, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and share this video so more people can discover the hidden value in their change. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next coin be your rarest find yet. Today, we're going deep into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1977 Liberty United States of America Quarter Dollar. You might think it's just a regular coin worth 25 cents, but what if I told you that some of these coins could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market? Part 2, catch the VIEWRS. Stay tuned, because in this video we'll talk about the fascinating history of the 1977 quarter, how to identify rare varieties, what mistakes to look for, and how much the coin could sell for in 2025. By the end, you'll know exactly why coin collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the right 1977 Liberty Quarter. Part 3, the coin BASICS. The 1977 Liberty Quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series. It is made from a copper-nickel clad composition, not silver, but its value comes from condition, rarity, and mint errors. On the obverse, we have the bust of George Washington with the word Liberty above his head and the motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse shows the bold eagle design that stood proudly on U.S. quarters for decades. Part 4, year context. 1977 was a very interesting year in U.S. history. Jimmy Carter became president, Star Wars hit theaters for the first time, and inflation was affecting everyday prices. Quarters were being used heavily in vending machines, arcades, and payphones, meaning many 1977 quarters got worn down quickly. Part 5, Mint locations. The 1977 Liberty Quarter was struck at 3 U.S. Mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Knowing the Mint location can be important for collectors, especially for proof coins with mirror-like finishes. Part 6, circulated value. If you find a regular 1977 quarter in circulation, it's usually worth between 25 cents and $1 depending on its wear. But don't be fooled, that's only for the common ones. The real money is in the rare, high-grade, or error versions. Part 7, high-grade value. Uncirculated or mint state 1977 quarters can be worth much more. For example, an MS-67 grade 1977 D Liberty Quarter has sold for hundreds of dollars. Why? Because finding a flawless coin from that year is extremely difficult. Part 8, error coins. Error coins are the hidden gold mine of coin collecting. The 1977 Liberty Quarter has some incredible error varieties, including off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and clipped planchets. Part 9, double die obverse. The double die obverse variety is one of the most collectible. On this error, the word Liberty or the date 1977 appears slightly doubled. Collectors love these, and they can sell for $50 to $500 depending on condition. Part 10, OFF center strike. An off-center strike occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during minting. Some 1977 quarters with dramatic off-center designs have sold for over $1,000. Part 11, clipped planchet. Another exciting error is the clipped planchet, where part of the coin's metal is missing. These 1977 quarters with clean clips can sell anywhere from $30 to $150. Part 12, proof CONS. Proof coins from San Francisco with the S mint mark were specially made for collectors. These have deep mirror surfaces and sharp details. A flawless PR70 deep cameo 1977 S can sell for hundreds. Part 13, why condition MATTRS. Coin grading is everything. The higher the grade, the higher the value. That's why a regular 1977 quarter in poor shape might be worth face value, while the same coin in pristine condition could be worth 500 times more. Part 14, grading SELE. The Sheldon grading scale ranges from 1 to 70. For 1,977 quarters, grades above MS-65 are considered premium. Coins graded MS-68 or higher are almost impossible to find. Part 15, how to check your CONS. Always examine your coins under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot errors or imperfections. Pay attention to the date, mint mark, and any unusual details. Part 16, storage tips. To keep your coins valuable, store them in protective holders or coin flips. Avoid touching the surface with bare fingers, as oils can damage the coin over time. Part 17, Market Demand. The coin market changes based on collector demand. Right now, vintage quarters like the 1977 Liberty are in high demand because younger collectors are starting to appreciate coins from the 70s. Part 18, Current 2025 Value Range. In 2025, a regular circulated 1977 quarter might sell for 50 cents to $2. Uncirculated examples range from $20 to $100, and rare errors or top-graded coins can fetch $500 to over $1,000. Part 19, Auction Records. One of the highest prices paid for a 1977 D Liberty quarter in MS67 Plus was over $1,500 at auction. This shows just how much collectors are willing to spend for perfection. Part 20, How TSELLU can sell your 1977 Liberty quarters through coin shops, online marketplaces like eBay, or auction houses like Heritage Auctions. Always get your coins graded before selling for maximum value. Part 21, Buying tips. If you're buying, always verify authenticity. Beware of polished or altered coins that look shiny but have lost their original luster. Part 22, Collector's Secretaries. A tip from USA Coin 1, always check bank rolls and pocket change. Many valuable coins are still out there waiting to be found. Part 23, Mistakes to avoid. Clean your coins. Cleaning removes natural patina and lowers value drastically. Collectors prefer coins in original, untouched condition. Part 24, Rarity factor. What makes the 1977 Liberty quarter valuable is the combination of scarcity in top grades and the number of unique errors that year. That's what drives up collector interest. Part 25, Why 1977 is special. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history. The 1977 Liberty quarter represents a time of change in the U.S., both economically and culturally. Part 26, Storytelling tip. Every coin tells a story. When you hold a 1977 quarter, think about where it's been: in vending machines at old arcades, in payphones, in the pockets of millions of Americans. Part 27, The Hunt is on. Whether you're a new collector or a seasoned expert, the thrill of finding a rare 1977 Liberty quarter never gets old. That's the magic of coin collecting. Part 28, USA Coin 1. Call TOACTON. Here on USA Coin 1, we believe every coin has a story and possibly hidden value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1977 Liberty quarter, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video so more people can discover the treasure hiding in their change. Part 29, Bonus tip. If you ever find a 1977 quarter in original mint packaging or as part of a mint set, keep it. These coins are often in the best condition and can be worth much more. Part 30, OUTRO. Thanks for watching USA Coin 1, where every video is another chance to find hidden fortune in everyday coins. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and maybe your next quarter could be worth far more than 25 cents. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in American history, the 1980 D Liberty quarter dollar. You may have one of these coins hiding in your pocket change, but what if I told you that it could be worth much more than face value? Stay tuned, because in this video, we will explore its history, design, hidden secrets, rare errors, and the current market value, some of which will blow your mind. Part 2, the 1980 D Mint Mark. The D Mint Mark stands for the Denver Mint, located in Denver, Colorado. In 1980, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters. While most of them are common, certain variations and rare conditions can make them extremely valuable. Knowing how to spot these differences is the key to unlocking their hidden worth. Part 3, the obverse design. The front side of the 1980 D quarter features the portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The word Liberty is proudly inscribed above his head, and the year 1980 is positioned below. To the left, you will see the famous motto, "In God We Trust." This design has been used on Washington quarters since 1932. Part 4, the reverse design. On the back, you will find the heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, arrows clutched in its talons, and an olive branch symbolizing peace. Above the eagle are the words United States of America and e pluribus unum, which means, out of many, one. At the bottom, the denomination reads, $quarter. Part 5, Why the 1980D is special. You might wonder, what's so special about the 1980D quarter? The answer lies in its mintage, the condition it's in, and the possibility of rare mint errors. Even though billions were made, high-grade examples and error coins are rare and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Part 6, Mintage Numbers. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck over 518 million quarters. While this may seem like a lot, not all of them survived in pristine condition. Most coins went into circulation, where they became scratched, worn, and damaged. Part 7, Grading Matters. A coin's grade, its condition, is the single most important factor in determining value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. If your 1980D quarter is in mint state 65 or higher, it could be worth far more than face value. Part 8, Circulated versus uncirculated. A circulated coin is one that has been used in everyday transactions. An uncirculated coin, on the other hand, has never been used and retains its original mint luster. Collectors are always on the hunt for uncirculated 1980D quarters. Part 9, Proof coins. While the Denver Mint did not strike proof quarters in 1980, the San Francisco Mint did. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish and are made specifically for collectors. A 1980s proof is a different coin entirely, but it's important to know the difference when hunting for value. Part 10, The role of silver. The 1980D quarter is made of copper nickel clad, not silver. However, some collectors have found quarters that were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from earlier years. These rare mistakes can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Part 11, Rare mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1980D quarters are error coins. These include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and wrong planchet errors. Always check your coins carefully, because a small mistake from the mint can mean a big payday for you. Part 12, Double die errors. A double die error occurs when the design is stamped twice at slightly different angles. This can cause letters and numbers to appear doubled. On the 1980D quarter, this can occur on Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date. Part 13, Center strikes. An off-center strike happens when the blank coin is not perfectly aligned in the press. If your quarter has a design that is noticeably shifted, it could be worth a lot more than face value. Part 14, Wrong planchet error. Sometimes, a quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for another denomination. For example, a 1980D quarter struck on a nickel or dime planchet would be extremely rare and valuable. Part 15, Clipped planchets. A clipped planchet error happens when the blank metal disc is punched incorrectly, leaving a curved or straight clip on the edge of the coin. These can fetch high prices if they are from the 1980D series. Part 16, Toning and color. Some coins develop natural toning, beautiful rainbow-like colors caused by chemical reactions with the air. Collectors sometimes pay a premium for attractively toned 1980D quarters. Part 17, High-grade auction sales. High-grade 1980D quarters have sold for impressive amounts at auction. Some mint state 67 examples have brought in hundreds of dollars, while rare error coins can bring thousands. Part 18, How to store your coins. If you find a 1980D quarter in great condition, don't just toss it in a jar. Store it in a protective holder to prevent scratches and tarnish. This will help preserve its value for years to come. Part 19, Checking your change. You never know when you might find a valuable coin. Always check your change before spending it. Even a simple trip to the store could lead you to a rare 1980D quarter. Part 20, Where to sell. If you think you have a valuable 1980D quarter, consider selling it through a reputable coin dealer, auction house, or online marketplace. Always research the value first so you get a fair price. Part 21, Certification services. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can certify your coin's grade and authenticity. A certified coin often sells for much more than an uncertified one. Part 22, How market prices change. Coin values can go up or down depending on demand, economic conditions, and collector interest. The 1980D quarter's value today might be different a few years from now. Part 23, Current market value. In average circulated condition, a 1980D quarter is worth about 25 cents. In uncirculated mint state 65, it can be worth $5 to $15. Rare high-grade examples or error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands. The highest known prices have reached over $898.95 for exceptional specimens. Part 24, Coin collecting as a hobby. Collecting coins is more than just a way to make money. It's a way to connect with history, learn about our nation, and preserve treasures for the future. Part 25, the story behind liberty. Why the word liberty on the coin isn't just decoration, it's a reminder of the founding principles of the United States. Every time you hold a quarter, you're holding a piece of history. Part 26, the 1980D in pop culture. While not as famous as other coins, the 1980D quarter has made appearances in coin collecting guides, TV shows about treasure hunting, and even in school history lessons. Part 27, collectors' tips when collecting. Always look for sharp details, strong strikes, and minimal wear. These qualities can significantly increase a coin's value. Part 28, future value predictions. As time goes on, more and more 1980D quarters will be lost, damaged, or melted. This could make surviving high-grade coins even more valuable in the future. Part 29, final advice. Whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious investor, never underestimate the value of a simple quarter. That change in your pocket could be your next big discovery. Part 30, closing and call to action. Thank you for watching USA Coin 1. If you enjoyed learning about the 1980D Liberty Quarter Dollar, hit the like button, subscribe for more coin videos, and share this with your friends. Who knows? They might have a hidden treasure in their pocket right now. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the history alive.